Good morning, everyone. It's Mark down in Sydney, Australia. Hi. It's 3:45 in the morning, and yeah, this is when I get a lot of my work done. For those dads out there who are going, okay, I understand. You have a wife, you have two children, it's Easter holidays vacation. I'm not going to get a chance to be near this computer unless I'm out here at 3:45 in the morning at this point, because they're not my wife, but my kids are going to come steal my computers. So yeah, this is what you have to do. So good morning. I'm still half asleep, but there's something important. Oh, couple good notes. Number one, I got approved. That's me saying I got approved. I got approved for YouTube, so I got verified. So I can do more than 15-minute videos now. I can do these for half an hour, but why would I subject you to that? So I'll try and keep it short. We'll keep it 15-ish now. Anyway, what else? Oh, the important thing. Okay, first of all, I'm going to put this down as like not watch me first, but watch me. This is important. So, number one, do your research. Okay, I'm doing a lot of research right now. As you know, I've already done some research. I have a few master's degrees. I'm not dumb. I learned how to do research at uni. Sorry, that's the Australian way of saying at university. Um, and so I'm pretty good at doing the background research, and I can usually, if somebody presents you with a piece of information, you should not just go with that piece of information. You should go at least 2 to 3 layers behind that information to find the source. Who originally said this and why are they saying it? What's their motivation, right? Because no news and information are rarely completely neutral. News and information are usually used as a means to persuade. So if I sit there and I tell you, hey, great, there's this thing that we can do, and we can go and we can drill in the United States and the Bureau of Land Management, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and you don't do any research beyond that, shame on you. Okay? That's my point. I'm not giving you a hard time, but shame on you. You are meant to be smarter than that. Go to the Bureau of Land Management website. Type in Google Bureau of Land Management leasing, and you'll come immediately to their website that which deals with all the leasing areas. And so I was just doing some research yesterday, and I knew this, but I forgot to mention it. Well, kind of important actually, hugely important. Here's the deal. As I mentioned in one of my write-ups, the Bureau of Land Management has been using this concept of taking federal land and leasing it for mineral oil, natural gas extraction since 1920. Makes sense, right? If the government doesn't want to get in the business of being the people who actually drill for the gasoline and then produce the gasoline, right, for the people, which I think they should, but that's socialism, so no, we're not going to do that. Okay, fine. If they don't want to do that, then they are going to have to get private companies to come in and do the work for them, which is what they've been doing since 1920. And it's not a great system, but it does work. And I'll tell you, it works on a couple of reasons, and I discovered this yesterday. It turns out it gets split 50-50. So I'll give you a specific example that I looked at yesterday from Alaska. Do I really want to do this in Alaska? No, I don't. Why? Because you can't do a lot of work for mostly like 8 to 9 months out of the year. You can't work freely in Alaska. It's freezing, obviously. It's in the Arctic Circle. Nonetheless, so in Alaska, 55,000 acres. So I looked at all the bids, the successful bids from 2021, and one of the most successful bids was 55,000 acres, and it it was for $1.5 million. So that was the bid to get the lease. I'm pretty sure on top of that, there's a yearly lease fee, and then at the end of 10 years, if you're still so you pay a yearly lease, you're paying the lease in installments, I guess, over the next 10 years. At the end of the 10 years, the lease is officially up, but you get to keep the lease if you're still producing, you're successfully producing. If your well or whatever is still producing gas, oil, whatever, then yes, you get to keep the lease and you get to just keep paying. There's no renegotiation or anything like that, which so that's good. But here's the important thing. That one was successful, right? There were 22 parcels in Alaska that were up for lease. Only 11 received bids, which makes me think, okay, somebody knew something. Somebody had done their research, and the 11 bids, the 11 parcels that were bid on were ones that were believed to be highly likely to have oil and gas, even though this entire area is listed as the Alaska gas exploration area. So it's meant to be that there's supposed to be oil and gas all over Alaska. I don't know. You can sink a well and still fail. It does happen. You can get salt water, right? That's one of the tropes. It's one of the memes of the oil and gas natural exploration world. You can congratulations, you've sunk a well. You've struck something. Salt water. Well done. Um, but my point is, going back to this, is that it was successful. Blah blah blah. 50%. This is the thing I wanted to point out. 50% of the money goes to the state of Alaska and 50% goes to the federal government. It's a straight 50-50 split. I was like, oh, well, that's good. In my honest opinion, that's good. I think that's fair. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So, just in case you're wondering, this is stuff you can look up. I want you to look this up. Please go to the Bureau of Land Management. Do the research I've previously mentioned about looking up private, small oil companies. There are some that do the extraction. There are some that come along and manage your wells for you, which I think is really interesting. Um, so if you are a company and you've got 10 wells or 100 wells or whatever, these companies come along and they say, we can do better. Your current level of extraction, your current level of management, your costs are either too high or too low, and we can optimize them. And they do. Okay, these companies make money figuring out, well, you don't really need 12 men on this rig. You can work it with 8, blah, blah, blah. And of course, the 12 guys are unhappy about the fact that they're suddenly having to do a lot more work because now there's only 8 of them. Nonetheless, I don't intend to do that a lot. I'm not going to interfere with the people on the ground who are telling me, no, I want 12 guys for safety's sake, for convenience, for etc. I want 12 people. Fine. Not going to get involved in that. I'm not gonna do that. Um, Most important thing. This is the reason to watch this video. So I should remember at 8:45 is where you should jump ahead to. Hi everyone. This is the important thing of why I put this video up. While you are doing your research, you will encounter the fact that in I think June of 2021, President Biden put a freeze, a hold on all sales of leases. I kind of knew that. I wasn't 100% sure, but I was like, okay, that's important. Actually, in terms of the People's Petrol token, it's not, and it's kind of good because it gives us more time to amass funds. That's what we want to do. We need money. We can't break into this with $100,000. Ha ha ha. That's nice. Not gonna happen. We need millions in the bank, like I just said. Now remember, if you look this stuff up, you will encounter different things. Like there was a small plot in Kern County, California, which apparently has got oil. Didn't know that. It's south. Kern County's way south in the Los Angeles area. I think it's up in the hills. And Kern County, surprisingly, has got oil and natural gas. and it was like a little plot, and it was only 40 something thousand dollars. The bid was only $40,000, and it was successful. So the government gave this plot of land, I don't know, 20 acres, 40 acres, whatever, and a mule. Sorry, that's bad. And so somebody out there right now, they got that in 2021 because I looked. But from 2021, there have been no new ones. So when you do your research, and you will, because you should, let me look the camera in the eye. You, yes, you, who's looking at this, and I don't like pointing at people, it's rude. Please do your research. Don't just trust me just because I have such an honest face. Um, I do want you to do proper background and research on this before you throw me your $100. I don't want to rip you off. I'm never going to rip you off. That's absolutely something that I refuse to do. I do not rip people off. It ticks me off that there are people. Oh my God. Okay, I made so before I move on to my next thing, um, which is about people ripping people off. What I want you to understand is that do the research, go look it up. Go look up. I'm pretty sure it was one of the president's election campaign promises that he would be pausing because he wanted to do a very serious environmental protection agency audit because a lot of these things are run sloppily. Ours will not be. Absolutely not. I will not. But you can just have oil everywhere. You can just totally ruin a piece of natural, federal, beautiful land. It's meant to be pristine, right? If you do this badly, if you do this cheaply, that's not acceptable. I won't be doing that. No way. We need to do this. We're going to do it right. Okay. So, yes, there's a pause. Don't worry. That's a good thing because we need to amass money. I'm right now looking at pre-sales, figuring out a way to find a reputable online firm. Are there such things? That will help me do a pre-sale so that we can amass some money and then a full sale to the public. When I created the token, there were 888 billion. It's a Chinese thing, Chinese wife. Yeah, it's good luck. Um, Tokens created. 888 billion tokens, which is why the token is worth so little, right? Um, 8 zeros and then I think 36 at this point. So point 000, I can't even count that many zeros, and then 36 something, 3650, whatever it is right now. Um, it started out at 8 zeros and 12 something, 125, I guess. I don't know. So it's pretty much tripled in value. And I haven't even done any sales yet. It's it's tripled because of bots and me buying a few 100 billion for me, which I'm going to have to sell to make money. But I can't sell it now, obviously. It's not going to work. But I need to sell all that um, to make money when it's time to have money for things like hiring the people in the United States, uh, paying for the first lease, and and hiring and the creating the corporation in the United States. Okay, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of money and background into all this. It's not it's not as easy as I would like. Um, it's it's busy. It's hard. There's a ton of stuff to do. Okay, so little bit by little bit, I'm getting it all done, and that's fine. I'm not in any rush. Like I said, drilling has been paused. No new leases are being sold yet. I guarantee that'll change within, say, 2 years. All right. I don't guarantee it because if President Biden gets reelected, he might just, and then fine, we have to wait 6 years. I don't think we're going to end up waiting that long. I think he's going to keep his promise, which was to conduct a massive EPA. exam, EPA investigation to make sure that what was going on was legitimate and that these things were not ruining the environment, which is what we wanted, which is what we want. Um, you know what? That's enough for now. What I'm going to do is the next one is going to be called um, "Why I Won't Scam You," or no rug pulls or something like that. So the next video is all going to be about my favorite guy. There's a guy on YouTube. His name is CoffeeZilla. Look it up. Coffee like coffee you drink, and Zilla like Godzilla. It's all one word. He's amazing. He's a hilarious, very entertaining guy who does investigations of um, of basically how people are using the internet and especially specifically crypto to rip people off. Which I'm with coffee on this. You got to be kidding me. People people trust people. Okay, I'll get into it. Sorry, next video. Next video. Okay, so go watch the video, which is listed as CoffeeZilla or Why I Won't Rip You Off or No Rug Pulls or something like that. I'm going to call it something like that. Okay, that's enough for now. I'll get back to you soon. Bye.